My God, friends, it's Team Mutton. I'm gonna do another reaction video to Mike Israetel from Renaissance Periodization. My God, this just gets worse. This is just getting worse and worse with these influencers, bro. It's just crazy. So I'm gonna react to the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, Mike Israetel. Mike Israetel says, exercise scientist critiques lean beef patties training. He's gonna critique her training to break down muscles, to break down proteins. Wow, oh, wow, how exciting! Christ.
Dude, her trap and delt game is like at 1,000.
Oh, her delt gate. Oh, you mean her delt gate? What gate? What delt gate? You mean, her breaking down gains. She's breaking down proteins, motherfucker.
Lean beef patty is the perfect sleeper jacked.
She's full of shit, man. She has high body fat. What are you talking about? Over 18%. She's a woman.
See her in a little hoodie at the movies and you'd be like, that's a fitness person. Then she just flexes, her hoodie comes off, and she's like, look at me, I'm the movie now. You're not watching Shrek 3 anymore. You're looking at me, lean beef patty.
God knows if she's even faking it too. Who knows with these influencers? I don't really care. Whether she is or whether she's small, bro. She's small. Who cares?
Why? Because
she probably eats a shitload of carbohydrates like everybody else. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I'm a former professor of exercise and sports science, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and a competitive bodybuilder, and also someone who really struggles.
He's a jiu-jitsu sports guy and a what? A professional fake bodybuilder on drugs? Okay. He's never built his body. He takes drugs. It's artificial. It's fake.
To make sense of the world around him every day and is in psychotherapy. But enough about me. I was sitting at home alone, as is typical. My wife is out with, again, Scott, some guy.
Where were you?
I named Jamal, she says is an assistant from work, is helping her plug up a couple of loose ends.
Oh, okay.
She's on a cruise. Yeah.
He has a wife? Who the hell would marry him, man? Wow. She could probably just as psycho as he is.
She's on a cruise with him now. And so I was home alone, and I get a direct message on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, it's from Lean Beef Patty. So I click on it, and she's like, hey, Dr. Mike, you ain't shit. And I was like, Lean Beef Patty, someone stole your phone. This can't be you. She's like, it is me.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you ain't shit to breaking down proteins. I'm the expert in breaking down proteins. Oh, no, wait. She's an expert. Weights build muscles. Okay. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, right.
And by the way, I bet you won't never review another video of mine of me lifting, and you'll never appraise if my technique is good or bad or how you can add to it because you suck. And I was like, you know what, Lean Beef, I don't have to put up with this, but I believe in myself. She's like, you're not gonna watch you do nothing about this. And then I tried to hit her up, but she blocked me on social media. So Lean Beef, I got balls today. We're going to critique your videos again. And this time, I'm going to say me.
Wow, we're going to critique her videos breaking down proteins and building sarcoplasmic muscles at the same time, eating carbohydrates. Whoa, this is really great, yeah. Is this for health purposes or what?
Crazy shit that'll get us both canceled. How's that possible to get another person canceled? Oh, well, we have leaked emails, you guys.
Sure.
Scott, do we have leaked emails?
No. Sorry.
But we could. We could. At the very least, we're going to look at Lean Beef Patty's training and see what kind of whatever she calls training. Lean Beef Patty, hey, if you're listening to this, the war has
What is she training the muscles to do exactly, Mike?
just been brought to your front door. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but maybe I'm a rapper. Let's...
Glute building, double only exercises. It's reverse.
Starting off with the best glute building. The moment somebody says to me, an influencer, starting off with the best glute building, that right away you have to think to yourself, skeptical. You mean starting off with the first glute breaking down proteins exercise? That's what it does. It breaks down proteins and it opens a window for protein synthesis. Yeah.
Deficit lunges. So this is how I like to set it
The
up.
fact that she says building, if she says building, so I'm assuming this is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy because that's the only thing that you can hypertrophy in the gym by building you could build sarcoplasmic in the gym because it's based on the pump. Yeah, it's based on glycogen. For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water are being drawn between the skin and the muscle into the muscle. Remember, carbohydrates are foreign to humans. We're carnivore animals. But when you eat them, when you consume them, what do they do when you exercise on carbohydrates? What do? They draw what? The sugar converts to glycogen and is loaded in the muscle. It expands the sarcoplasm. For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water are being drawn between the skin and the muscle into the muscle. So she would be right if she's saying she's growing sarcoplasmic muscle. But she doesn't state what type of muscle she's building. It can't be myofibrillar because that's based on protein breakdown.
This is for support. You don't need it. I need the support. I need all the support I can get, baby. You know, nothing wrong with that.
Emotional support's what I need, and all of your comments are usually just making fun of me, so it's not helping. Guys, if you can get in the comments right now and tell me something nice, it doesn't even have to be about me. Just be like, did you know that iguanas live 2 times longer than other lizards? I'm not sure if that's true, but it's nice to hear. It's inspirational. Please help me.
This is the supporting hand. This is the working leg. And then stepping off that. Step in.
That looks really cool. This is excellent technique as usual from Mrs. Lean Beef Patty. The support is really swell. As long as you're not like just pulling on that thing as hard as possible and using it in a relatively honest way to just make sure that you can be stable. The added stability is a big deal because every time you become more stable in your movements.
Again, it's like people telling you that you're going to build muscle on slop. Does science say that slop needs to exceed that breakdown? No. And then they tell you, well, food is not important. So food is not important to grow muscles because you could grow muscles on slop. Do they have any proof that slop builds muscles? Where's their proof? Prove it. Go and build muscle on slop and show us. Because I've never seen anybody build a muscle on slop. In science, it says protein. It says protein synthesis needs to exceed the rate of protein breakdown to build muscle. It doesn't say that slop needs to exceed the rate of breakdown to build sloppy muscles. Get it, man? And it says that you need food to build muscles. Yeah, it actually says that. It actually says that protein needs to exceed the rate of breakdown to build muscles. So if anybody is telling you that food is not important, they have to be insane. And weights are absolutely zero important to build muscles. Weights do not build muscles. They are zero. They can cause a micro damage. If you move your arm up and down enough times, it can cause a micro damage to the muscle fiber, right? You can walk and cause stress to muscle cells walking with a heavy weight or whatever. But guess what? When protein synthesis doesn't exceed the rate of breakdown food, then you're not going to see jack shit in myofibrillar growth, get it? Muscles don't grow on thin air, and they definitely do not grow on slop.
Your ability to activate larger portions of your muscles and thus grow more increases substantially. So if you're really wobbly, it's not the best thing in the world. If you're stable just with one hand, then you're in a really...
Again, he's even saying the same shit, regurgitating building muscle. You're not building muscle in gyms, you fuck.
really good place.
Looks like fully in action with a dumbbell.
Look at that control. I love it. The gentle touch.
Again, if you're hypertrophying, because again, people say, well, you can grow on slop. Yeah, but here's the thing about slop. I don't know what you consider slop. Do you consider, so it's not protein, so you're saying slop. Okay, well, what would slop be? Carbohydrates, right? So it's like, well, I've seen people grow on slop. Yeah, it's sarcoplasmic because It's not protein. So there's two types of hypertrophy. There's sarcoplasmic and myofibrillar. Myofibrillar is based on protein. But guess what? Slop, if you are eating slop and trying to build muscle, well, you're not building myofibrillar growth. It's going to be sarcoplasmic, duh. And that isn't, that's artificial muscle growth. And that's where people tell you you're building muscle in the gym, because the whole industry is based on lies. It's based on fakeness. Get it?
Of the knee. Some people do lunges and they're like, look, I want bigger glutes, yes, but I'm also lazy and careless. So what I'll do is as soon as I drop into that eccentric, I'm going to rake my knee into the ground as hard as humanly possible.
Why?
Some people say like you can hurt your knee.
Why? Why exactly? Why do you have to go so hard on the eccentric, hurt your knee and all this bullshit? But why?
I've probably said that before. I was wrong. You're going to hurt your knee hitting it into a padded surface. And if you are, you had it coming. You're made of glass.
Okay.
It does rob you of extra tension your muscles could be generating because you're getting the rebound out with the knee. So that gentle, slow approach is a really, really swell idea. And also, Scott, is this lean beef patty quirkiness, or are we all supposed to wear our socks like that?
Like what?
Like halfway up the leg?
That's the way the TikTokers do it these days.
Do they really? I'm not a
Look at Max the editor who wears
TikToker.
socks the next time you see him.
I typically don't look that low on him. What I would say is a cool modification, if you're interested in, for this exercise, is to take your foot and step really far back. That requires your torso to bend forward to adjust, and it stretches your glutes even more, the glute rather, the one that you're training. And that tension under stretch is a big deal for hypertrophy. You're going to sit really far back, and instead of putting your toe on the ground normal-like so that you can push off your back leg, you push your foot so far up and out that you touch your shoelaces to the ground. So you're like ballet pushing your foot out, shoelaces to the ground, and then not pushing off that foot at all, using only your glute on that front leg to drive up out. That maximizes the amount of tension we have at the bottom of the position and drives even more growth to that glute. That's extra advanced, ultra bonus points. The way Lean Beef Patty's doing it right now is already excellent, and I do this one all the time, but that...
You do this one all the time? Why? What is this guy? He makes it sound like this is great. Oh, look, she's breaking down proteins. Okay. What about it?
That little modifier can really, really help.
Obviously, this one is a great one that you can use straps.
How could anybody get so excited about breaking down proteins? Makes no sense. Look at her. She's laboring. She's doing these movements, laboring in the gym. Okay, man. Whatever.
Oh, well, you're a bit big of it. But Miss Lean Beef Patty, those don't look like straps. Those look like something that I, for a long time, thought honestly was a myth. If you read all of the elder books, the Torah,
Oh my God.
the Bible,
Yeah, okay.
the Quran,
Tired of this.
entire crate full of
Okay.
Totally okay. Look at this. And look at this. Which one do you think is stronger? And look at this. Which one do you think is stronger?
I'll tell you, I don't think your legs are strong because they're filled with slop. Sarcoplasmic slop, eating slop all day.
But Lean Beef Patty, I don't train my legs, but I train my forearms a whole lot.
Hey.
Hey,
Brother.
hey, what is the...
I know. She's bulking, right? She's on a bulk diet. Jesus, man. Bulking, this, that. People will just come up with the most craziest shit online, dude.
What do you mean by that?
Don't answer that. It's this. Okay? So, straps.
Yeah, Scott, she really drove the point home a lot better than I did with my reference to ancient Egyptian culture.
Indeed.
Versa Grip's just hire Lean Beef Patty. She's better at this than I am.
That is the reverse deficit lunge. And studies are coming out all the time. Everybody's studying. We got a bunch of scholars out there doing.
I love that. Studies. Who needs them? I agree.
Anyway, I did see a study that was talking about the best exercises for glute growth and step.
I love this one. The best exercises for glute growth. But exercises, they don't build glute growth. They don't grow. And exercise doesn't grow muscles. And exercise doesn't grow muscles. Fuck, man. You understand me? The best exercise to grow glutes. No, exercises, laboring, breaks proteins down. You get it? When you lift weights, there's a window for protein breakdown. And then there's also a window for protein synthesis. To do what? To replace the proteins you broke down. Because now you're breaking down more proteins because of the laboring that you just did in the gym than what you would do normally being sedentary. Get it, dude? Fuck, man. Now, you're breaking proteins down, but did you get micro tears? Did you micro tear the muscle so that you could build myofibrillar growth? No, because, man, science will tell you these fucking people, they don't understand. The people came in the second week, they got much less damage. What was one of the proposed mechanisms? An adaptation. Listen to the word. An adaptation in what? In sarcomere number in muscle fibers. The muscles adapted by giving you more muscle, so it reduced the what? The damage. There's no more damage. Why isn't there any more damage? Because your body adapted by building muscle so that it wouldn't damage anymore. It's stronger. The muscles got stronger. They're less susceptible to getting damaged because the new myofibrillars are protecting the deeper, weaker muscle fibers from getting micro damaged. And it's protecting them. If they're protected from micro damage, they're protected from growing bigger and stronger. Get it, man? So any growth that she's talking about building in the gym is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's based on eating slop. When you eat slop, you build sarcoplasmic muscles in gyms. Get it? Growth. That's artificial muscle growth. We call that non-contractile proteins. We have contractile, we call it myofibrillar growth. And we have non-contractile proteins. Get it? We call it sarcoplasmic growth. Duh.
Ups. We're actually way up there.
Literally. Scott, that's because they're higher up.
Hey, I get it.
This is how it's gonna look with a dumbbell in one hand and a support in the other.
Support, smart.
Again, kind of same concept. You don't want to be
I can't believe I'm watching this.
freaking pulling yourself super hard up here. Otherwise, it becomes an arm workout. Now, if this with the dumbbell is too difficult
This is such shit working out. It's such garbage.
for you,
Obviously, just don't be weak. And I've been lean beef patty.
it's the dumbbell. If that's too hard,
Ah, smart. This is a cool thing about step-ups is they're very, very much adjustable. If you can't do a whole lot of step-ups at a high angle, don't.
Okay.
Pause. Two things. More glute growth and more obscene attention for men about your now much bigger glutes.
At Longo's, we only serve you what we proudly.
The RP Hypertrophy app comes with dozens of pre-made programs from
Bulgarian split.
the Bulgarian split squat. Yeah!
someone in the gym's like, Patty, just a little bit shutting the fuck up.
The last one was like, what was she doing here? This really sucked, dude. Okay, whatever. Bulgarian squat. Let's move on. Oh my God.
From a very narrow foot position, the one that's not too far away from you, it actually requires a lot of quadricep torque from that other leg to push you out of it. So it turns into kind of a really good work.
You see how bad these influencers are, these channels. It's just garbage, man. Garbage.
Workout for your glute and your rec fem on the other side of your leg, on that other quad, which is kind of like a 2-for-1 special because that straight torso with that leg all the way back really stretches that part, the middle part of your quad, a ton like nothing else does. It gives it a great workout. So that's actually swell advice. You can hit the middle of your quad and your glute at the same time just by alternating legs and doing it right. Though I will say that getting that foot out a little bit further probably helps a substantial amount with making sure that that glute is the limiting factor. Because when you get tired and stuff, it becomes a little bit difficult to coordinate which way you're going. If you have a wider stance, it really just narrows you into just one path. Scott?
Holy fuck, man. Are you gonna fucking, are you gonna talk throughout the whole fucking video? Man, let her fucking work out, bro. Fucking shit.
On the ground, you're good to go. You'll notice that lean beef patty is touching her lat. Now, the number one reason people do this is because actually there's nothing really good to do. Scott, have you ever done these before? There's nothing good to do with that other arm. It just kind of weirdly hangs out. So if you cut across...
Yeah. That's right. Okay, and... Notice how she's squeezing really hard at the bottom. She's squeezing the muscles hard. You don't need to squeeze them. The initiating exercise is to initiate the pull of the muscle. It's really what you're focused on is the weight pulling you back. The weight is doing all the work for you because it's going to pull the muscle. And so the tension on the muscle, it has to be controlled. You don't just want to let your arm snap back with the weight, right? Pull it all the way up and fly. So it's controlled when you're going up because it's causing damage to the muscle fiber. It will cause it if it's unadapted. But if it's adapted, it's not going to cause any muscle micro damage.
Dude, Scott, her trap and delt game is like at 1,000. Lean beef patty is the perfect sleeper jacked, right? Like you would see her in a little hoodie at the movies and you'd be like, that's a fitness person.
Yeah, she's sarcoplasmic jacked, phony jacked. Okay, whatever. She gonna you gonna let her do exercises, dude? You're gonna talk to the
Then she just flexes her rep, because at that point your muscles are very fatigued, they're very close to failure, they're in a very high state of proneness to
fatigued, failure, and all that. Sounds like endurance lifting, endurance athlete, adapted endurance athletic lifting, like a factory worker. They're fatigued, tired, lifting boxes all day, 6 hours a day, going to the factory. Yeah, it could get very fatiguing, very tiring, a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Do you see factory workers growing? They're getting massive too? Oh, I know. They're eating carbohydrates, slop. They're growing on slop. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
growth
okay, man.
of being stimulated. And so that one last little slow rep all the way to the end with a big stretch and a hold for a second, can be a teeny little bit of difference. And it's not super hard because you already did the concentric.
You know, when was the last time you saw bread or salad or, I don't know, even pasta or fucking any of these weird man-made seeds, smashed seeds and cakes and ice cream build myofibrillar growth? When was the last time you seen that? Have you ever tried? See, here's the thing. It's called veganism. Ever heard of it? That's why veganism is not associated with positive nitrogen balance. So it's not positive nitrogen balance. What exactly are they building there? If they're in negative nitrogen balance and protein synthesis needs to see that breakdown, to see that mass on that myofibrillar, I'm talking about myofibrillar, I'm talking about sarcoplasmic. So what kind of muscle are they building? Eating vegan slop food, get it? Not eating animal protein. What's building muscles? Well, the slop, the sarcoplasmic.
Work, you just riding it out, is a true fact to say that your nervous system is more active during the concentric phase, pushing phase or the pulling phase, versus the eccentric, which is the lowering the control phase.
Well, it depends. So if it's mostly if it's mostly your exercise in the eccentric, there's going to be much more disruption and stress, metabolic stress, or whatever, more stress there. Metabolic. There's going to be more stress on the myofibrillar. But if it's concentric with some eccentric, it's going to be less stressful.
And so if you can get less nervous system fatigue, which is the thing, for actually probably a little bit more hypertrophy because the eccentric phase really grows a lot of muscle, might as well finish off that last.
The eccentric phase grows a lot of muscle. Eccentric doesn't grow a lot of muscle. It damages a lot more proteins. Here's the thing. Eccentric exercise breaks more proteins down than concentric would. Get it, dude? Yeah.
It's not a huge deal, but it'll make a massive difference in your life, and I guarantee you that it'll make you a millionaire.
It makes a lot of people smaller in the gym because they never exceed protein breakdown, never exceeds that. Protein synthesis never exceeds the rate of protein breakdown, especially when they're doing too much eccentric work. So some people fall into that that thing where they start doing a lot of eccentric work as opposed to concentric. But they're adapted to their exercises. They don't understand how this adaptation process works. They don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to get microtorn. They don't know what builds muscles. They think you'll hear young people in the gym say, "Oh, he's got the secret to building muscles." There's no secret. There's no secret. The secret is you need money. Money builds muscles. Money builds bodies. If you don't have any money, you can't build bodies. Look, even if you want to do cosmetic work to your body, put Botox and put fake muscles, inject fake muscles in your body, it costs money. It costs money to do that. Nobody's going to do it for free for you, dude.
A billionaire. Scott, what would you do if you had $1 billion?
I wouldn't be here, I'll tell you that much.
Wow, this is the most boring video I've ever seen. It's just Israel talking shit.
Dick.
Maybe he's so desperate for money.
I'd still be here. What's wrong with you? No. I've tried to get muscular and get a bunch of degrees and make him a short king. Yeah, good idea. Sometimes. Big stretch, I love it. Now you'll notice.
Yes.
John Cena next to the most.
Now you'll notice that lean beef patty doesn't come all the way down to her chest. I used to be real persnickety about this, and then I realized I just have.
Yes, big stretch. Adapted to her exercises, whatever, man. This is just shit.
Diagnosable obsessive compulsive disorder. Scientifically, there's no real reason to touch her chest, and as a matter of fact, we know that if you.
My God, this has got to be the most boring video I've ever seen by Israel. Shit. What the fuck's going on here?
But for variation, this is really good.
Okay.
Actively flex.
She did almost nothing in this video. She did like 3 exercises, some lunges, and she did this pull down, and that's it. And now she's doing some ab work. This is really shit.
The spine, and they resist extension under load, which is what makes them jacked. A lot of people that do this exercise.
Oh, they resist it. That's what makes them jacked. No, that's not making them jacked. It's either the carbohydrate, the slop they're eating, the slop is making them jacked, called sarcoplasmic, or it's myofibrillar growth. But they're not really growing myofibrillars because it's really hard to build myofibrillar growth with this shitty type of training. The training has to be extremely vigorous. It has to be very vigorous to cause micro tears to that muscle, because with every bout of remodeling, the muscle gets stronger. So you need to get a lot more vigorous with your workouts. You got to get stronger in damaging those muscle fibers. You have to come back and you have to do something exorbitantly more, how should I put it, vigorous to damage them. That's why as an advanced lifter, you move into something called eccentric exercise, because concentric just doesn't do it for you anymore. So eccentric places more stress on the myofibrillar, and if you can put more stress on it, you're able to get the deeper, weaker muscle fibers to damage, and then they will adapt by growing bigger and stronger. See what I mean? That's the idea in myofibrillar growth. But in Patty's training, and this bald-headed goofball here, Mike Israel, their training is based on sarcoplasmic training. This is frivolous training. This just for looks. You go to the gym and you look good. Look, I did these lunges. I did these little curls, and I did this and I did that. It's all sarcoplasmic because they're not really putting in the work to cause micro damage to the muscle. It doesn't look pretty moving weight to damage muscle fibers. And again, it can only happen once a week. It can't happen 6-7 days a week. Get it? You can't keep micro tearing muscle fibers without them growing. They're coming in every day, doing it again and again and again. That doesn't grow. But sarcoplasmic, you could come in often to the gym. You can pump up your muscles and keep doing it and pump them up with eating what? Eating slop. Because I know some people online that said they've seen people grow muscles eating slop. Yeah. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, slop. Get it? It ain't protein. Slop isn't protein, so it's obviously not myofibrillar growth. So food is not really important to grow muscles. See? You just have to lift weights, according to many people online. Get it, dude?
Exercise end up doing this with their hips, which hits the hip flexors and it hits the abs somewhat,
whatever.
but it's not ideal. This amount of bodily control is honestly really, really impressive. Maybe the only thing more impressive.
Man, I don't know anybody that can fucking make you believe that what she's doing is impressive other than a crazy influencer like Mike Israetel, because he's insane, bro.
Some of this videos on that is how, if you're advanced, if you're...
Look, there's many influencers that are insane like Mike Israetel. There's Jason Blaha. There's, I don't know, Alpha Destiny and Umar Isofs and Michael Hearn and all these other fucking influencers, Jeff Nipper and all them. They're all insane, crazy. You understand me? They're all crazy like him, the rest of them, bro. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends. That was boring.